Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie if you're new here. And here on my channel I make lifestyle, bookish, and personal development type of videos. So today's video, I'm really excited about it. This is one that I've been wanting to do for a while now. Just kind of in my head, it's been a thought. And it mixes two of my favorite things, books and personal development. And so this is going to be 5 books that can change your life. These are all books that I've read that I've personally loved. And I am going to just kind of give them to you and explain them to you, and then hopefully you pick them up and enjoy them. So the first book I have is The 4 Agreements, and this is by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I love this book. It's super short. It's about 130 pages, and it is just such a good, simple read. Basically, the point of it is to point out limiting beliefs that you may have and why you're just causing self-suffering for yourself. It's based off of Toltec wisdom, and so it's really, really interesting. It's got the 4 agreements. It's kind of the premise of it. Obviously, that's the title. And so there's 4 main agreements that he will go through and teach you through, and they're all Toltec agreements. I've read this a couple of times. I really enjoy it, and I definitely think that you should pick it up. The front cover right here tells you what they are, so I'll just tell you what they are. The 4 agreements are to be impeccable with your word, to not take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. So I feel like these are very important really for life in general. Obviously you want to be impeccable with your word, have integrity, be honest. That in itself can completely transform your life if you're not being impeccable with your word and then you go to being impeccable with your word. So that's one that I really think is really important, is that you are always impeccable with your word. The next one, don't take anything personally. This one's really hard for me because I'm a very sensitive person, so I take everything personally. So basically the point is that when people have criticisms, they are pointing out in you their own flaws, and it's more about themselves than it is about you. So really just realizing that whatever other people are criticizing about you, there's no reason to take it personally. The only person whose opinion matters is your own. Don't make assumptions. This one's also really big for me. This book really is just like a slap in the face for me, and I'm sure it is for a lot of people. But it really does have a lot of good information. Anyways, don't make assumptions. Obviously, this can be overthinking. My anxiety makes assumptions a lot with my overthinking. So basically, it just tells you, instead of making assumptions, just ask, just figure it out, get the truth, rather than assuming things are happening that aren't happening, or assuming things aren't happening that are. So definitely, I think that that's important, is to not make assumptions. And then the last one is always do your best. Sometimes your best is different on different days. So one day your best may be here, and then the next day your best might be here. Regardless, do the best of what you can do that day. Obviously, you can't be straight line every day of having the best ever, but if your best is here, and then the next day your best is here, at least do your best for what you can, and don't basically half-ass it. So this is the 4 agreements. I will have it linked down below so you can pick it up, and I definitely recommend it. And like I said, it's about 130 pages. If you're getting into personal development, if this is kind of a new field for you, this is one that I definitely recommend up front. Okay, this next book is Life's Golden Ticket by Burchard. Burchard is one of my favorite authors. He's also one of my favorite personal development gurus. If you don't follow him on Instagram, you definitely should, because he always posts really great information, so I definitely recommend his stuff. But this book is one that I definitely would recommend kind of right out of the get-go if you're just getting into personal development as well. It's told in a story format, which is really interesting to me. It's really nice to be able to see that. And it's basically based off of a man, I think it's his wife, like, goes missing. And so it's been a long time since I've read this, so I may be butchering things. This is kind of my memory of it, I guess, because I haven't gone back through and reread it, and I need to because it's really good. And this one's also really fast. It's about 200 pages. But basically his wife goes missing, so he goes and tries to figure out where she's at, and finds himself in this old rundown carnival. But when he walks through it, this old rundown ghost carnival is a real carnival. And each little like venue event thing that he goes to basically walks him through a different aspect of his life, and he really starts to reevaluate his life. and it gives him life's golden ticket, which is like a second chance at life. So I really enjoy this. Like I said, it's a story format. It's really an easy read, especially if you're watching my channel, you probably like books. So if you like story format books, this is going to be a really easy read for you, and it's a really easy way to get into personal development because it is in a story format and it has a lot of really cool insights in it. So I definitely would recommend this, and like I said, it's by Burchard, and I will have it linked down below as well. Okay, this next book is Mindset by Dweck. So Mindset is about mindset. What do you know? I really enjoyed this book as well when I read it. It talks a lot about growth versus fixed mindsets, which I think is something that is really crucial especially in today's age, where there's a lot of people who have a fixed mindset and they don't even know it. They don't even know that they can get past it. And so this kind of talks about the differences and ways to go from having a growth or a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Because if you have a fixed mindset, there's no moving on. That's it. You're stuck. You're fixed. But if you have a growth mindset, you're continually growing, which is something that I really strive for, to always have a growth mindset, to always be, finding the new, finding the good, finding the positive, finding whatever I need to find to be growing versus staying stuck and fixed. And I feel like when I get into ruts of being in a fixed mindset, it's because I'm in some sort of a slump. I don't have the inspiration. I don't have, whatever it is. I feel like this book just kind of explains that in a really nice way, and I really recommend this one. Like I said, it's Mindset by Dweck, and I will also have it linked down below. Okay, this next book is The $100 Startup by Chris. I really don't want to butcher his last name, so I'm not going to try it because I feel like that's disrespectful. But I will have this book linked down below as well, so if you want to check it out, you can. And then if you want to try and pronounce it yourself, that's what it is. I don't want to mess it up and say it wrong. So this book, the tagline of it is Reinvent the way you make a living, do what you love, and create a new future. I read this one recently, like within the last 4 months-ish, and it completely just shocked me. It completely changed my way that I looked at owning a business, changed the way I look at having side hustles and hobbies and that kind of thing. It basically showed me that you can build a business that's going to replace your income with $100 up front or $50 up front, or some people did it with like $1,000 up front. But basically this book goes through a couple thousand people. Obviously he doesn't give all those stories, but he interviewed about a couple thousand people who started businesses with a very low upfront cost and have been able to replace their income or in a happy place with their career. So I really enjoyed this one. I don't want to give too much away because I think that out of everything, this one, if you're wanting to start a business, if you're interested in entrepreneurship, if you're interested in replacing your income, even just having like a side hustle that you get some extra income, this right here is going to be your one-way ticket to mastery on that. I definitely believe that this is absolutely phenomenal and you should definitely check it out. I think I rated this I think I rated these all 5 stars, but I'm pretty sure this is a 5-star read for me because I just absolutely loved it. It was just amazing. So The $100 Startup by Chris, go check it out, links down below. And then the last book, this is one that is really kind of important to me, kind of awesome to me. It's by Marie Forleo, and she's the one who kind of inspired me to take the path that I'm on. I found her when I was 16. My dad introduced me to her videos, and she has Marie TV, which you guys should all check out. It's awesome. But she is just a freaking rock star, and this is the book. It's called Everything is Figured Outable. This came out in 2019, I believe, and I just love it. I remember when it was coming out, I got it release day. I think I pre-ordered it because she's seriously my favorite, but I just absolutely love this book. So let me stop gushing and get into it a little bit. When you feel stuck or you feel like you don't know how to take the next step, what to do, where to move on, this book is for you. It's called Everything is Figure Outable because everything is figure outable. Whether you don't know what to do like for your business, whether you, I mean, there's tons of ideas, and off the top of my head, I'm not really thinking of a ton of them, but this book is just absolutely phenomenal, and I definitely recommend it for trying to like find the next step. I absolutely loved this. You can see my tabs here. So all of these orange ones are actionable steps that she goes through, and then the blue ones are just things that I find important. But I mean, you can tell there's quite a few orange things in there. It's a very actionable book. It has a lot of really awesome things that you can physically do to kickstart your dreams, to figure out whatever it is that you're trying to figure out. She has a lot of real life examples from herself and also from people that she's been around. One thing that really stood out to me was that she was in college and then got a job and just had this gut feeling that she was not in the right spot. So she found a different job, and she just kind of bounced around until things started to feel right. But she had this like gut feeling, which is something that I think I really relate to. And so I adore this book. I adore Marie, and I definitely recommend that you check this book out. So this is also going to be linked down below, and those are my 5 books. I know this is kind of a shorter video, and like I said, I'm going to make this into a series, and it's going to be a little more cohesive moving forward. I just really wanted to get this one out specifically because I wanted to give you 5 of the books that I've read now that I think are completely life-changing if you read them. So here they are. And like I said, check them out. I think that moving forward, there's a couple different ways that I could go with this. So maybe comment down below what you think I should be doing. Do you think I should post when I read a book that I think is life-changing while I'm reading it? I can like vlog it and then sit down and have like a sit-down conversation about this specific book. Or I could do another read 5 books and sit down and be like 5 more books that I'm thinking are life-changing. So those are kind of my options right now. I haven't completely decided, but I'm going to make this a series here on my channel of books that I think are life-changing, books that can change your life, that will change your life, and I definitely think that you need to check these 5 out. So once again, Marie Forleo, Everything is Figure Outable, Chris and the $100 Startup, Mindset by Carol Dweck, Life's Golden Ticket by Burchard, and The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. So definitely check them out if you have not, and I will see you guys in my next video soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.